Welcome back to In Too Deep. Last time on In Too Deep, you guys watched me buy a neglected 1979 70-foot Broward motor yacht.
You guys probably think I am absolutely nuts. And the truth of the matter is, I am absolutely nuts.
I got right to work on this old boat. I spent a couple of days testing all of its systems and making the necessary repairs in order to take it out for a sea trial.
There's the hole that's rotted in it.
Once complete, I fired it up, got behind the helm and took it for a spin. In this episode, things get even crazier. I spend a few more days making various repairs before setting sail to make the 700-mile trek home to Maine. I went straight offshore overnight on day one, and that's only the beginning. So hit that subscribe button and tag along for another epic adventure. Before I get into today's video, I'd just like to say thank you guys so much for 100,000 subscribers and for hitting over 1 million views on the last video in the first week. Definitely an In Too Deep record. All of the comments you guys left, just so awesome. It brings such a smile to my face. I read them all, including the comments about wearing hearing protection in the engine room. I know that's a really big deal, which is why this is a perfect time to mention the sponsor of today's video, Raycon earbuds. Why wear these big old honkin' earmuffs to protect your ears when you could just pop in a pair of these super stylish and comfortable Raycon earbuds? I was amazed. These Raycon earbuds have some seriously good sounding sounds coming out of them. The quality on these guys, they rival some of the biggest names in premium audio. Some of my favorite features, 10 minutes of charging yields 90 minutes of battery life. Their new multi-point connectivity mode allows you to connect to 2 devices at once. Perfect for going back to school. You can share your music with your friend on the school bus. My all-time favorite feature is the active noise cancellation. I go into the engine room and these things just drown out all of the engine noise, allowing my ears to be protected and the ability to listen to music. All in all, I would definitely recommend Raycon earbuds. You can click the link in the description, or you can go to buyraycon.com/intoodeep to get 20 to 40% off your Raycon purchase. Big thanks to Raycon for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get right into it. Yesterday on our sea trial, we had one major issue. And that major issue is that the starboard side engine would not spool up, past 1100 RPM. So that's not good. It revs up in neutral. I'm trying to narrow it down between maybe a fuel delivery problem or a air delivery problem. It's got a problem. So what I've done so far is take apart the ray core. It's got dual ray cores, so you can switch between them, but I took apart this one and I found it's just absolutely completely stuffed with shit. I'm hoping this is the problem. I pulled the return line off and ran the engine and watched the engine return a ton of fuel. So we're gonna see what happens here, but essentially the engine's always polishing its own fuel. I mean, it's sucking and returning to an insane degree. So I'm gonna put this whole ray core back together with new parts, a rebuild kit, and I also got a new primary engine filter, which didn't look all that dirty, but it goes here. I wish I was recording more. I've just been on an absolute mission. We want to get out of here with this boat. So right now it is Friday, June 6th, I believe, June 7th. Oh shit, is it the 7th? Holy crap, it's my dad's birthday today. Me and Josh just went out, provisioned, and got an absolute metric ton of fuel filters. All right, so I want to give you guys a look at this. This is what you deal with any of these old boats. Look at all this. This is literally algae. This is like the stuff that I'm pulling out of these ray cores. So right now Josh is cleaning the fuel suction apparatus that threads into the bottom of these ray cores, and they were pretty plugged up. I'm hoping
that this starboard side engine, that was the problem. I'm hoping so.
So all of my vacuum gauges don't work, which sucks. And I couldn't get new ones yet. But I'm gonna set it all back up with new filters. I'm also gonna blow back through the pickup tube and see how that feels. And we'll go from there. Hopefully this all turns out to just be one big fuel delivery issue. Fingers crossed. If not, I'll have to start looking into air restrictions and such. I disconnected the throttle so I could play with it manually. Here's what we're gonna do. This line comes from those injectors returning fuel. Goes right into the head here, and all these injectors return, and ultimately both sets of injectors return to this line. Then it flows through the fuel cooler and through the flow scan unit, and then it comes out right here where I have the return line going into a jerry can. So I'm gonna disconnect this line from here, and we are going to we're gonna blow some air through that. Make sure there's no restrictions on the return side. There's fuel flowing into the can. You're going to need to check that. As soon as I cracked that line loose, fuel started flowing into that can, which means that there is absolutely no restriction in here whatsoever. I'm going to blow air into the return side of this, where it goes into the tank, and we should hear like some sort of gurgling action going on. So this is one tank right below us, and then the other tank's underneath the aft staterooms. But the return fitting is right here. You want to shut put that off. See those bottom breakers? That? There it is.
You turn those two bottom ones on.
Everything else you can turn back on, yeah. Hear that? That's clear.
So the way that this boat's set up is it has a day tank, and then it has an aft holding tank. You can't run the engines off of the big tank in the aft. All you can do is transfer fuel from the big tank into the day tank. So the day tank, that's what this pump is here for. All right, so we just switched the boat over to the other dock. All that fuel system, or all that fuel filter work did not solve the low RPM or the lack of power issue. So while my Smacko tank is filling, because I'm gonna jump in the water and look at the props, I am going to attack this generator. It runs, but it gets a little warm quick. So I'm gonna take the cap off the heat exchanger and take the water pump off, see if I have a spare impeller for it. If I don't, I'll see if I can get one. But the water pump is all the way in back of the engine. So I'm gonna be fighting with this one. All right. Well, that came off easier than I thought. But I took a bracket off that I didn't have to take off with it. These hoses are definitely getting replaced when this goes back together. Hopefully it goes back together tonight. That's a raw water pump right there. Bearing feels all right. It's not blown up. It doesn't feel like there's any little bit of an impeller in there. Oh. Well, that's quite the impeller, isn't it? Unit of an impeller, huh? Now how the hell do we get this thing off of there without a slide hammer?
there it is. All right, so we're going diving, Norfolk, Virginia, to see what the bottom of this boat looks like. I need to see it. I'm excited to see it. I'm just not excited to jump in the water here. But it is what it is. Hopefully I don't get shocked by a bunch of aluminum boats sitting here.
Are we gonna shut the power off?
Definitely have to shut the power off. I'll dip my feet to see if there's any power flowing first. If no power's flowing, I'm gonna take it that we're good to go. Shout out to Smacko. Alright.
I wonder if there's any sharks around Norfolk.
I saw one earlier.
I think they're smarter than to swim in this frickin' swamp water. Well, that's kind of nice.
It's a very nice ladder.
All right, let's see. We're gonna get shocked. Doesn't seem like it. It's not even that cold. All right, wish me luck.
Your scraper. Don't forget your scraper. Your scraper, Gus.
So how was it?
It's bad, Josh. It's freaking bad. I'm peeling muscles this big off the props. I can't believe this boat even moved.
That's what I told you.
It's insane. No wonder why there's no rudder authority. The rudders are this wide with all the muscles. It's crazy. This thing, we're gonna have trouble cleaning this in a day at the boatyard. Like, it needs to be scraped. It's freaking rough. I just cleaned that prop pretty good. I'm gonna clean this prop so at least the props are clean. But like, we're gonna burn so much fuel. It's so dirty. I don't even know it. What do you think?
What can you do?
Let me clean the other prop at least.
Okay, how was the second pass, Gus?
My scraper is no match. There's no match for that shit. It's it's rough. Oh my god. I don't even I mean, I cleaned the props. I bet you we picked up a knot at idle. But it's pretty smoked under there. I did notice that the bottom itself scrapes much easier than the running gear does. So I think we'll have an easier time cleaning the bottom itself, even though the props are prop glided. They are, but the muscles just don't come off them. It's been far too long since this thing's been cleaned. Like it's rough. Oh, it feels so good.
Good?
Good to go. Thank you. All right. First time cooking a meal in this crazy, wonderful galley here. So we are gonna do cooking time with Gus. All right, so here's my generator pump. I'm like thinking in my head, where did all these pieces of this impeller go? This impeller just completely grenaded. I found this impeller in the boat. It's not melted like the other one was, but at least I can get a part number off of this one.
Where did all the pieces of the impeller go? Oh, well, look at this. The output tube of the water pump is packed with freaking impeller guts. Like, water can't even get through there. You couldn't see that with the fitting installed, but I tried to blow some air through there and it wasn't having it. So I'm gonna pull this one out too, but I'm gonna wrap some sandpaper around this old impeller in hopes I can clean this up real nice and see if I can clean that seal up. I'm really hoping that that seal is good enough to run. And then it appears that I'm missing the wear plate that goes along the back of this pump. I know there's supposed to be a plate there, so I don't know where that went, but hopefully I can source parts for this tomorrow. Hopefully. Alright, so I decided to take the other cap off of this heat exchanger just to gain full access and really make sure everything looks good. And I realized the whole core of this frickin' thing comes right out. So I'm gonna crawl over here and I'm gonna see if it's possible. Oh no. Doesn't look like it is quite possible, huh? Hits on that side. Oh, there's all sorts of shit in here. Well, at the very least I can spray it out and clean it. But there's a lot of crap. Wow, the core of this thing comes right out though. That's actually crazy. Looks to be in decent shape. Wonder how / what I need to do. I gotta unbolt the whole heat exchanger to get it off. This compressor looks firmly mounted to the wall. And this bench. Do I take it out? How deep do I want to get is the real question. Alright, right now I'm cleaning out all of the water pump pieces. Josh is doing some more hole cleaning. How do you like hole cleaning, Josh? I feel bad because this freaking poor guy is...
I don't, but this is the last pass of me.
Well, it looks so much better. Oh my god. Miles better. This whole side of this boat was black. It's gonna take a lot to get all of it off. I just replaced that hose, cleaned the whole heat exchanger out, put all that back together. I don't like the way that that's bent like that, but it's just the way it is. Now I'm gonna reassemble the pump. We're back in business, Pete. I got it switched over to generator power. We're running good juice. Good juice. I need to vacuum all that water out there now. I'll bring you up, show you how good it's pumping. It is cranking water out. absolutely cranking. So at least we have one generator that should theoretically continue to work for us while we're out in the ocean. Good morning from Norfolk, well, Portsmouth, Virginia yet again. Josh, do you want to tell the world what we're doing today?
We are running to Maryland, I hope.
Maiden
Offshore.
Voyage. This is the maiden voyage on the new Broward. And it's my birthday today, so I am absolutely ecstatic. There's nothing I would rather be doing on my birthday, honestly. So, here she is. Yesterday we went and fueled this thing up. I only put 550 gallons in it because I wanted to be sure that fuel was making it to the location it's intended to make it to, and not the bilge or something like that. I think she's ready to go. I've docked it like 4 or 5 times now, and well, more than that actually, probably 7 times. I'm getting used to handling it. I cleaned the props, I cleaned the rudders. I really need to clean the stabilizers, but I'm tired of diving in the frickin' Norfolk, Virginia water. So maybe we'll go for a little swim ski when we get offshore, and I can scrub those bad Larrys. But pressure washer's loaded. Everything's all good. We're just tidying up. I'm gonna go vacuum out underneath the generator because of all the water I used to flush the heat exchanger. And yeah, I mean, this is gonna be freaking sick. I'm ecstatic. I mean, this is freaking, this is awesome. So, Into Deep freaking leveled up here. Not quite sure how well, I know how I got this deal. That guy right there. Josh would never, probably, if I asked him if I could say that in the video, he'd say no, no, no. He doesn't want any credit for anything, but he found me the deal on the boat. This boat was never posted online for sale. It was just one of those deals where fly your ass down to Virginia tomorrow, go look at this boat and make a deal. And that's what I did. When opportunity comes, you jump on opportunity. Don't sit around on it. So far she's already taken a lot of work to get this bad girl going, but all in all, she's a pretty nice freaking boat. So right now the name of this boat is Enough. That completely contradicts Into Deep. And if it was enough, there'd be nothing to look forward to. All right, let's fire this bad girl up. Bagels with lox for me and Josh. You stoked for the trip?
I am.
Maiden freaking Voyage.
Can't wait.
Alrighty, just like that, we are off.
June 9th, 2024, the maiden voyage on the Broward. Everything's gonna go amazing.
It's gonna be great. Josh is undoing lines, and then we're gonna shove this thing right off and be on our way.
This is absolutely epic! Freaking sick! I'm so stoked.
So I got the Insta360 up there, cranking away on the mast. So you guys will have some perspective of me getting out of here.
And yeah, here's the plan. I want to haul this boat out in Lewes, Delaware for just a day, like half a day. Clean the bottom, get a look at this sacrificial anode of a hull, and make sure it looks good, take some pictures, scrape all the shit off of it, and I'll feel a lot better about everything. So we're headed to Delaware. It's unclear whether we're gonna stop in Chincoteague tonight and then continue tomorrow, or if we're gonna straight shot it. But when we get out in the ocean, we'll determine that. Other than that, all is freaking awesome. So I do want to scrub the stabilizers. I want to scrape the stabilizers off, so maybe we can make that happen. But
Good to go?
Just the start.
just the stern.
I'll call me on the radio. We're ready to rip.
Maybe if you can bump it back a hair in reverse, I can hop on.
Good? Oh, you need to get on. Yeah. All right. Just walk back with the boat.
Come on, you're clear.
Phew! Alright, let's pull out of here. Alright, this is something I've been super excited for.
I just turned on the stabilizers. So we're gonna see if these oh, they're moved. I think they work. Let's put that to like 5. Let's put roll rate to like 6. I don't know, I need to read the manual more, but this thing also alleviates your list, so I mean, this thing's freaking cool. It should work. Let's see what our K-Pack reads. K-Pack's reading all right. A little low. But
I'll let you guys know how the stabilizers work. Look at that monster right there.
looks like a dredger if I've ever seen one.
So all is good so far.
She's running good. The autopilot's working. The stabilizers definitely make a big difference. And yeah, cruising. There's Josh vegging out. It's freaking beautiful out here.
Literally couldn't be spending my birthday in a better way. Like, this is so awesome. All right, so we just crossed the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, went over the tunnel. It's really nice out. It's hot out today. Josh is on the helm. I'm gonna go down to the engine room. I'm gonna get ready to fire up the generator and cook some lunch and charge some stuff up. But first, I want to take you guys for a little walk around the boat while she's underway. I know it's really messy in here, but it's off the back of the boat. She's barely working right now. That motor's definitely smoking. Go down to the engine room and fire up the generator and make sure everything looks good. make sure the blower's on. It's actually hard to tell if the blower's on. Pretty sure I just turned it on though. So, all right, I'm gonna cook in my nice galley. Freaking stoked about this. It's hot out there in the sun. Holy shit. All right. Carnivore. All right, we got steaks coming right up. Let's see if I can turn the light on here. Is there a light? Surface light. The bulb must be blown. I want to see if I can open up the hatch for the bow so it gets some airflow in this. Big old bow on this thing. Alright, let's see if we can open this up. Oh, nice. Opens right up. I'm surprised it opens this way though, because that keeps the wind from being able to get scooped in. No soft decks on this thing. I want you guys to check this out. These stabilizers are absolutely doing their thing right now. It is so freaking cool how these work. They're just flopping in the breeze. Well, they're not flopping in the breeze, they're hydraulically being actuated in the seas. But I'm pretty damn excited that those work. That's like really freaking cool. Stabilizers. One more system to catastrophically fail and cost endless amounts of money to fix. Money that I don't have. All right, I can't hear anything because these things are noise canceling, but I'm going down in the engine room and the sea's picked up a little. The stabilizers are working. So I want to look at the hydraulic ram and watch it move, see what it looks like. So I just scraped all sorts of junk off of the windshields. And it was like this. It was like this thick freaking. It was like this thick blue paint. I scraped it off and it made a huge mess out here. Josh is on the helm, so I'm gonna vacuum it up.
So the sun's going down and we're just cruising right along. Josh has been on the helm for a while. I've been working on stuff. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah, a little cold.
Cold? Sun's going down. I need to fix the nav lights now. We got these wires hanging here. I'm gonna see if there's any power going to them, and then we're gonna plumb it right over here to the nav light. All the other nav lights work. That one. That one. And then we got a light in the back while watching the sunset. All right, so right now it is 1 a.m. and I was actually, oh, you can't see anything, that sucks. I was actually able to fix the radar. So the radar is working and it's quite visible off camera. I've got the Garmin up there going. There's no chip in it, but there's no chip in this one either. But this one still has some pre-programmed charts that are modern enough. Still running the boat at 1100 RPM. She's having no problems. The flow scans are definitely messed up because they say I'm burning about 60 gallons an hour. If that's the case, we got problems. The compass light works, that's pretty cool. AJET's on. I shut the stabilizers off. I put them in center mode, so they're just staying still because it's really not bad out here. But at 1:30, I'm going to bed, and Josh is taking the helm, and it should be pretty exciting. Autopilot has been working absolutely flawlessly. This thing is amazing. It's the same autopilot that's in Bella, and it works really well. It works very well. So, other than that, I hooked the horns back up in this beautiful nest. The airlines had popped off. I didn't want to try them yet, but there's two sets of horns. One set runs off the air compressor in the engine room, and then the other set runs off of its own little electric motor compressor with no tank that's under here. So the one that runs off the compressor in the engine room, when you turn the compressor on, it air bypasses and the horn seems to be going off all the time. So I need to play with that solenoid valve, and then I can hook the airline back up to the compressor for that. But those ones should work now. The one with the little compressor up there. So I'll take you up to the fly real quick and show you what else. I was able to fix the depth, which is freaking sweet. When I say fix, I just mean I found a breaker that was tripped under the dashboard. So we've got depth, we've got water temp. The reason the voltage is so low is because the alternators on the engines must not be any good. But the generators run off of their own batteries, so I can still start the generator up to charge everything up. So that generator is working really well. I ran it for like, I don't know, at least 6 hours. So I'll start it before I go to bed. And yeah, we'll have power. I'm tired. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is about 7 in the morning. I got some good quality sleep. That's warm. Before I tell you about the leftover steak that I'm eating for breakfast, I'll tell you about how last night went. So, everything went great. Josh was in command. The boat didn't skip a beat. Radar's working spectacular now that you can see it through the camera. And autopilot's holding good. The only big thing that so far is all these gauges, half of them don't work. I think that's port generator temp. But like, it says the mains are overheating and that's not correct. But either way, about 15 miles out of Lewes, Delaware, where we're gonna get hauled out. Quick haul, scrape the barnacles and the freaking muscles off the bottom of this thing, toss her back in the water and keep going. And get some pictures and get a look. I really want to get a look at the bottom. They're only charging me $8 a foot for a short haul, so that's 560 bucks, which is a lot, but you know, not a lot in terms of getting a 70-foot boat hauled out of the water. So it needs to be done. I want to see the bottom. It's worth it to me. Take pictures of it. So yeah, I mean, everything's been awesome. The boat hasn't skipped a beat. The generator's been running all night. Thing is just clockwork. It's really freaking awesome. I mean, I love this thing so much. I am going to have so much fun with this boat. It is ridiculous. I'm gonna put some money and time into this bad girl. Make her pretty, make her, and you guys are gonna witness it all from start to finish. I mean, from when I bought the boat to what she'll turn into and what I'm gonna do in my travels with this thing. You guys already know that I use my boats to their limit. My Hatteras, that thing, I put almost 6,000 nautical miles on that boat. It's crazy. Or 5,000. Put like probably just over 5,000 nautical miles. Alright, let's go do a nice little morning engine room inspection. I'm gonna shut the Jenny down while I'm down there. Actually, I'm gonna leave the Jenny running because we'll need that inverter power for the fridge while the boat's out of the water. Everything looks absolutely spectacular down there. Does not that hot in there. It's just, that's perfect. We burned about 4 inches of fuel, which I am very happy about. This thing is sipping fuel. It's freaking perfect. This boat is just saying, please use me. Please take me to the Bahamas. Haha. All right. So right now we are coming into Roosevelt Inlet, Lewes, Delaware. We're gonna go get this thing hauled out. What do you think, Josh?
I'm ready for it. Good morning.
I'll put the Insta360 up on the mast and hopefully capture this entire process of pulling in the inlet, going through the river, and getting hauled out.
they caught the stabilizers at first. I really hope nothing got fucked up.
That water spits out, right?
Yeah, let me, before you lift it out, I need to shut the generator off and
The water spits out, right?
I need to, let me get down there.
Spitting out right here.
Let me come down there. Let me come down there. Yeah, you're good there. Just get this strap back a tiny bit so it doesn't break that.
That's not what you worry about there. What about that? Let it go.
All right, let me shut her down. Hold on.
Hold on, let me shut it down.
All right. You want to bring these forward a little bit, just so we don't accidentally get the running gear with that aft strap.
That front's still way down here. On that side, it's still down here. So you might let it down, bring that one up. Number 4! Please. Number 2 now. My fault. Number 2. One more. Close enough. They don't all come up the same.
Do you think I'm worried? I'm only worried about that one strap being in the running gear.
We're not to the bulkhead yet. Go ahead. Got pressure on the boat.
All right. Send it. That's a lot of fucking boat, huh? You comfortable with it?
Better keep your eye on everything.
Watch it, she'll jump. They can get off right there, so that matters.
That sounds wild. What do you think of that strap on that stabilizer?
It's in front of it.
It's just hitting it. Yeah. I think it's probably all right. Just at the edge of that keel. It would be nice for it to come forward a foot. You see that?
I think the whole boat can come backwards by about a foot.
When you push the whole boat back that way, you'll be able to get it over.
You think it's all right? No, push the boat backwards so that those straps go forward, these straps go forward a little.
Gotta go back down.
Because look at it, look at that, that's about to slip off.
Barely on that fucking strap.
We just need to bring the boat back 1 foot. have scales? I don't know whether they're working or not.
If he wants the nose up, you gotta tell him.
We don't break this thing. I really hope we don't break this thing.
copper like yes. That much that copper. Hydraulic line. You just lost a line.
I didn't lose a line.
It's pissing hydraulic fluid out. See it pissing? It's pissing hydraulic fluid. Pissing hydraulic fluid out of the wind. We should probably get blocks to put under this thing.
No, you do. It always does.
It does that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's high stress. Holy shit. Wow.
You've been doing that for a long.
That's normal?
I know when these valves will blow off.
Oh, okay. Should we put some blocks under it?
For what?
Just in case?
Go get the blocks for both of them. What's wrong now? That block, wash the damn thing. No need block.
You don't
It's just a pressure release valve for the winch.
You don't think it's gonna...
It ain't going nowhere.
It ain't going anywhere.
I've had it replaced 100 times. With that one throwing high, it blew that spring.
I appreciate it, man. You did a great job.
Yeah, it stopped. It'll do it again once I get it. It gets hot, and then it blows that spring.
Gotcha. Gotcha,
Yeah, you're
gotcha.
safe.
Sweet.
All right, Gus.
All right, ready for action.
All you.
All righty, thank you.
Might have to do a little hand carving inside of that thing.
Who knows? I might wind up on the cover of a Rolling Stone with a pair of shades and a Grammy in my hand. Just a blue jean boy in a great big world of yes. I got my speech already in my head. Then I'll say, yeah, I'll say, thank you, Uncle D, for teaching me to love my bone guitar. Thank you, girl from Broken Bow, who shot an arrow through my heart. Thank you, Mama, for the roll, and thank you, Daddy, for the rock. Most of all, thanks to the bulls that bucked me off. Woo! Oh, hell, what if I turn the rhymes up in my mind into a hit, and it played 100 times a day on the radio, and it gave a little broken heart somewhere, some hope. And I'd jump on stage and the chorus would go da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Thank you, Uncle D, for teaching me to love my bone guitar. Thank you, girl from Broken Bow, who shot an arrow through my heart. Thank you, Mama, for the roll, and thank you, Daddy, for the rock. Most of all, thanks to the bulls that bucked me off.
That thing's a unit.
All right, I need to wash myself off so I can drive this thing off, but
Long story short, we cleaned the whole bottom. Thanks, Josh. And she's going back in the water.
no, I will pay, I promise.
Gus, why are you cleaning yourself?
Because I just cleaned the bottom of that freaking boat. Man, I got dirty doing it. And that's what I call an in and out haul and launch bottom cleaning. I just got cleaned up, went and paid my bill. It was 700 bucks, 700 total, using their pressure washer.
Now me and Josh are gonna go get some lunch.
Let's go tie up. All right, so we got kicked off of that dock, and now we're back underway again. And just like that, we're pulling back out of Roosevelt Inlet, head back out in the ocean.
I think this boat is performing miles better. We're doing 6 knots at idle right now. Holy crap, and the tide's coming in too. This thing is gonna fly now. Oh my God!
I'll let you know how it goes. All right, so we are underway, back in the ocean.
The boat is running spectacular. The boat is so happy
To have freaking no junk on the bottom of it. Definitely a happy boat. All right, so it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day out on the ocean.
The boat's running flawlessly. I can't wait to do all this bright work and make this thing pretty again.
Well, she's still pretty, but she's a little beat right now.
I'm going to fly the drone. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful day.
Not that windy, and we're gonna try and get some dronage. successful. I'm gonna go down to the engine room, engine checkup. I'm also gonna shut down the generator because it's been running for a long time and we don't need it right now. Guys saw, I've got a couple oil leaks going on down in the engine room. Starboard side engine seems to be the one. I've still got bottom stuff all over. Oh my god, my face is so red from being in there. It's hot in there. But anyways, one of the lines going to the gauge pack in the engine room is leaking. That's the one that had the seep. And then one of the lines going to the oil cooler, big hydraulic line, oil line, is leaking where the line's crimped into the fitting, so that needs to be replaced. The gauge pack line I can cap for now. The other one I'm gonna have to find a replacement for because that thing is dripping. I packed absorbers in there for now. We'll keep you updated on the repair. But we're gonna keep running. Gotta keep running. Keep oil in that motor and we're good. And just in time, well, much before sunset, fortunately, pulling into Atlantic City right now. The Absecon Inlet. We thought about running overnight tonight, but decided to get some rest tonight. Atlantic City's pretty cool. It's a beautiful, beautiful evening. I'll get to shut this thing down and check the oil level on that starboard motor. You gotta love coming into Atlantic City. It's always chaos on this seawall. Even if it's like midnight, it's still chaos. Such a nice day out. Wow, look at that boombox setup, that's crazy. Look at that.
morning, good morning, good morning from Atlantic City, New Jersey. Today, well, last night me and Josh pulled in here and we're on my favorite little dock. The little golden nugget dock, but I'll tell you, if the boat gets any bigger than this, it ain't gonna work anymore. So right now I need to check the oil because, as you guys know, yesterday we had that little, or I discovered those couple little oil leaks. Let me go get some paper towels. I discovered those couple little oil leaks, and in addition to these Detroits being known to burn some oil, that engine was leaking oil. So I anticipate that engine being kind of low on oil. Fortunately, I brought 5 gallons of 40 weight oil in a 5-gallon pail with me, so I can lube this bad girl right up with what she needs. So right now the Jenny's running. It's gonna be loud in here, but that's junk fuel. That was the jug that I used to transfer junk fuel. You know what? First things first, I'm gonna dip the tank and see how much fuel we have left in the day tank. Alright, so I just filled her up with oil. The starboard side took like 2.5 gallons, port side took about 1 gallon, and now it's time to go. Start this bad girl up. Damn, those freaking motors, those freaking Detroits, they just light right off. They're like, rum, rum. Look, Josh usually getting all excited in here. Oh man, this is gonna be another good day. And just like that, we're back on the road again. It's like that Aaron Lewis song, Back on the Road, or The Road. And he talks about the Detroits. But Atlantic City. It's been nice, Atlantic City. I'm gonna cut right through there to get out of here. Today I'm not quite sure where we're going yet, to be honest. I'm gonna do a little research and a little weather planning, and the weather does look good for the next couple days. We might want to beeline it. It's hard to say, but we will figure it out. Maybe we'll stop at Sag Harbor and visit Micah. Micah's a delivery captain, or a charter boat captain there. Cool. Wow, look at that thing. Right now I'm off the coast of, between Atlantic City and Manasquan. Wow. That thing is just carving through its following seas. Right now we're taking the wind directly on the bow, and it's not too bad. Let me block the microphone, hopefully help some of the wind noise. We're about to hit this guy's waves right now. Oh yeah, those are big honkers. Holy crap. Woo! This thing definitely eats up. I think the tentative plan for tonight is to get into New York City. I've thought about going around. Still might.
Wow, I just got misted up here. She's doing good. This is it's a good test for her.
Still got her oil leaks, but I've been checking them and they're good. So I'm having another nice steak for lunch here. It's really good.
Just cruising in the ocean. Sea's definitely calmed down substantially. No other problems have been found.
That old Perkins generator that I did the water pump propeller on, that thing is such a brute machine. I have just been running that. Running that generator, and it has had no issues. It doesn't leak, it doesn't smoke, it's quiet. Well, it's not that quiet, but when the engine room door is shut, it's quiet. And it just produces. I mean, it produces a nice, beautiful power. It doesn't surge, it doesn't do this or that. Really impressed with it.
Other than that, everything's just wonderful out here. It's literally wonderful. Be in New York City tonight. Enjoying my steak, listening to some music.
I'm listening right now. What I had to pause to turn this video on so I didn't get copyrighted was Sympathy for the Devil, the Rolling Stones. I love the Rolling Stones. That's a good tune too. It's one of my favorites. And yeah, it's a good one. So picture that.
On the flybridge of the Broward, eating a steak and cruising.
Can't complain.
All right. So it is about 6 o'clock, 6:30ish, and we are coming into New York City. Still about, I don't know, 11 or 12 nautical miles out, but
Trying to figure out what the plan is for tonight, and I think the two options at this point in time are either Port Washington or we anchor behind Ellis Island there. The pros and cons are that if you anchor behind Ellis Island, you're guaranteed to get pretty thrashed by ferry wakes, and this thing has a lot of stuff that can go everywhere on the inside if we roll a lot. And those stabilizer things only work when you're underway and water's flowing by them. But the pro is that we could, and what I'm leaning towards honestly,
we could take our dilapidated dinghy off the bridge and see if this thing is capable of bringing us into the city. I mean, that would be pretty freaking epic. Right up into Deep Valley. So this handle got ripped off tragically. The other one's almost there. I hooked the pump up to it. I'm gonna pump her up and evaluate her air holding capabilities. I pumped it up before. It seemed like it held for at least a couple hours, so let's see what
Alrighty, so just like that,
a whole nother day goes by. Sun's up, sun's going down now, and we are approaching the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. Phew! I should make a montage of the Verrazano Narrows Bridge, and then in every boat that I've come through here in. New York City is right there.
and I think the plan is me and Josh are gonna anchor this thing behind Ellis Island,
and take the dinghy into town, take the dinghy into Manhattan. There's a marina, I forget the name of it, but they let you park there for $1 a foot an hour. And yeah. The Verrazano Narrows Bridge, right as the sun goes down. What do you think, Josh?
I think I'm happy.
Me too. We're taking the dinghy tonight. Josh is also down to take the dinghy across the Hudson River into Manhattan. It's gonna be a good time. Questionable dinghy, very questionable. It's right up my alley. I mean, you guys know by now. Now Josh is gonna experiment. He didn't even hesitate though. He's like, yeah, let's do it. Just like that, right before dusk, pulling up to the Statue of Liberty, New York City. Absolutely amazing. I was just here. I didn't think I'd be here on a boat so soon.
What are you doing, Gus?
Right now, we are taking the dilapidated dinghy, dropping it in the water, and going over to Manhattan for dinner.
Ooh.
Well, I think she's got a little water in the fuel, but she seems to be cleared out now. I'm gonna take it for a test ride.
Good idea. Okay.
She seems like she runs pretty damn good. Do you trust it?
I do.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. From behind Ellis Island on the Jersey City side of the Hudson River. Last night, we pulled in here, we anchored. Beautiful view. And then me and Josh took the dilapidated dinghy over into Jersey City and got dinner. It was a lot of fun. That thing actually runs pretty good. It needs a water pump impeller, but it got us there and back and only had to fill it up with air a couple times. So that was really fun. But right now it's about 9:30 in the morning, and actually it's 9 in the morning. I think it's like 8:50. It's 9 exactly. It's exactly 9. And we're getting ready to go through the East River. The current is just about with us. So I'm gonna fire this thing up. Check the oil first, because it probably needs oil. You can't beat this. Josh is hanging out in an awesome spot. It's absolutely wonderful. Can't beat it. This is just the new unit. All right, so I just went down, checked the oil, came back up, grabbed the GoPro, and now I'm going to fire this bad girl up. Key on, key on. Every time I go down there, my hands get more and more destroyed by black diesel oil and, oh. All right, fire up. These freaking things run so good. I gotta put that panel back in after I fix the horns. It's right there. All right, let's boot up the stabilizers. On. VHF radio. On. Old school
radar on. Old school, slightly newer school GPS on. It's actually not that old school, that's reasonably modern. This is my real, this is what I use. See, I don't know why this thing won't charge though. Nothing will charge this frickin' tablet. Not that happy with my $100 Amazon tablet, but it's probably why it was only $100. Well, 130, whatever. But, okay. I think we're all booted up. We're gonna let these bad girls warm up a little bit, get ready to pull the anchor, and we'll be in business. I absolutely can't wait. These bad girls are absolute units. And just like that, we are off. Leaving the anchorage. Going up the East River. Absolutely ecstatic. We had a little bit of a mud extravaganza, but that's okay. So Josh is on the helm and we're coming through the Long Island Sound right now. Got through the East River. It was all awesome. East River is spectacular. We're thinking of running through the night tonight in the Long Island Sound. So I need to figure out the fuel situation. I know that I need to transfer fuel out of the big tank into the day tank, but I'm not quite sure if the fuel might be questionable. I put 350 gallons in that tank. I'm gonna pump some fuel into jugs first, see how it looks after the other day when I did that, and then I'll transfer fuel. You know, the Raycors can catch some water if anything bad happens. So I'm gonna go do that. Lunchtime, yet again. More steak. Steak, steak, steak. As for the fuel system, I sucked the aft tank, which is supposedly the big tank, dry, pumping it into the day tank, the forward tank. And I also cleaned up some more of the oil leaks in there. My hands are literally getting destroyed by these Detroit's black oil. That's okay. It's all part of the game. I think the aft tank is somehow connected to the day tank with some sort of bypass line, because
I definitely didn't transfer 350 gallons from that tank. Now it's empty, and I had put 350 gallons in that tank, so I know there was at least 350 gallons in it. But I'm speculating what's going on here. But what I'll do is pull all of the lines off of all the feeds for both generators and both engines, and I'll blow air through them, and I'll listen to see where they're coming out, and then I'll be able to figure out what runs off of what tank. I'm hoping it's all as designed and runs off the day tank, and then you transfer fuel, but something funny is going on because I don't know where all that fuel went, slash how it got in there, how it got into the day tank without me transferring it. On top of that, the rate cores that I cleaned are totally plugged up again, so that's just standard. I'll have to clean those a couple times, but other than that, boat's running good. A couple oil leaks, some fuel, weird fuel stuff. I'm gonna put some more fuel in the boat so I don't need to worry about running out. Other than that, I'd say everything's pretty good.
I'd say everything is good no matter what. More steak. These are ribeyes. I know plastic's not good, but I'm working with what I got here.
All right. So, it is Wednesday night. We have spent the entire day cruising through the Long Island Sound. It has been a beautiful, beautiful day. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. Sitting back here on the fly bridge, laying right on that cushion, you can see ahead of you. It's just so cool. But right now, Josh is setting up lines. We are pulling into Old Saybrook, Connecticut. So, yeah, this is some of Josh's old stomping grounds, so it's pretty exciting. We'll get to look around and go get some dinner. We'll go get some dinner and maybe fuel up here tomorrow morning. We shall see. Look at how absolutely picture perfect this is. Pulling into Old Saybrook. I've never been in here before. This is the entrance to the Connecticut River. Pretty cool. Good morning from Old Saybrook, Connecticut. Saybrook Point Marina. You're all set? We're shoving off the dock right now. Stand by. Alright, anyways, we just shoved off the dock and we're headed back out into the Long Island Sound. Wonderful night last night, day today. We just fueled up the boat. Well, didn't fuel it up, but I put 260 gallons in it. And now we're back out in the Sound. Gonna go catch some current and do some boating. So, it's the afternoon, well, midday-ish, and just cruising. The wind's starting to pick up, getting into Buzzards Bay here. I've just been kind of looking around the boat and understanding the rest of the systems. Well, what I've been looking at right now is all of the gauges. So on the dash, it's really, there's a lot of stuff that's definitely not accurate, and I'll take you down and kind of show you what I mean. But this is what I've deciphered so far. 2 water temp gauges. The one all the way to port is the port side generator water temp, and then this is port side generator oil pressure.
This is port side main engine oil pressure, port side main engine water temperature, alternator charge rate, and this is transmission pressure for the port side. And it's the same over here, and this is the starboard side generator water temp, starboard side generator oil pressure, and then yeah, so the main engine stuff's here. Anyways, and you have these flow scans. So firstly, the flow scan numbers are way off. They're like reading 50-60 gallons an hour, and I'm at 1100 RPM, so there's no way I'm burning 120 gallons. If I'm burning 120 gallons an hour, then I have bigger issues. But a port side generator water temp might work. Oil pressure definitely doesn't work. It says the port side main engine's overheating. I know it's not. And it says the oil pressure is pegged, and I know that's not, because I've got these gauges downstairs that work. Transmission pressure, not right. Over here, port side or starboard side generator is shut off, so there's no way that's right. That might be right because it's not running. Oil pressure, definitely not right for the starboard side main engine. As with the water temp, this was pegged and now it's there. And that's been running, so that's up to temp. That might work. Kind of doubt it though. I don't think the alternators are producing. I need to test at the alternators though, and then that's definitely not right. I think the tacks are good as far as I know. So there's a lot of stuff that doesn't work on the dash there. I would bet that a lot of it is the senders themselves on the engines, but I'll show you what I was looking at under here. Alright, so this is right under the helm, the lower helm. And right here you've got all of the wires for all these gauges where they come from the engine. And then you have where all of the wires connect to the gauges. So it's two sets, because you have the flybridge gauges and then the lower helm gauges. So there might be a discrepancy in some of that wiring, but everything looks pretty well labeled. I would be willing to bet it's pretty wired. It does look like I have a minor steering leak. I still have pressure in the reservoir. Other than that, everything looks decent in here. When I found that the radar and the depth weren't working and I fixed that, it was literally that breaker was thrown. So there's the steering reservoir. So it's I definitely got my work caught up for me. I've got some work to do, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. I can't wait to, I mean, ultimately once I go through this boat, I'll know where everything is, how everything works, and I'll just be really comfortable with running it. She's really performed flawlessly. I can't complain. She's just running. We can go down and take a little look at the engines. I'll do that in a bit. But she's doing great. Also, I've got this alarm system over here. I wonder what works out of all this. I can go down and start just crossing sensors and see if alarms go off. The reason I'm still up here is because I need to fix the horns. I think I already explained that, but that solenoid's leaking air by when it's not energized, and then the other one just has some crap clogged in it. Probably a mud wasp or nest or two. But so this is Buzzards Bay, just cruising right along. All right, it is 7:30 in the evening, and it has been just another wonderful day of cruising in the new boat. Josh is on the helm up on the fly, and right now we're getting ready to pull into to the onset area in the Broward. we are, I think this is what the plan is.
We are going to pull into onset. We are going to go get some dinner while we're waiting for the tide, because the tide's not going to be changing until 10:30 p.m. in the canal. Get dinner, take our time, and then head through the canal, and I think we're going to stop in Sandwich. The plan is for Sandwich to, because we need fuel, so they open at 6. I'm gonna go right on the fuel dock, and when they open at 6, we'll fuel up and we'll be on our way. And then we're already through the canal. So I think that plan should work out well.
It is an absolutely picture perfect evening. It's been an awesome day. There's been a few other issues that I found with the engines, and a potential issue with the stabilizers. The stabilizers are working very well. They're working awesome. But come to find out, you're supposed to change the main seals once every 3 or 4 years. I doubt these have been done in probably 10 years. Probably since the kit was installed in 09. Who knows? It looks like it's leaking a little bit of seawater. Usually, from what I've read, when it's already leaking seawater, the whole guts of the thing is broached. So, probably needs bearings, seals, and what happens is the stabilizer shafts get real stuck in their bore. It's hard to get them out, but I'm not gonna worry too much about that. I think I'm just gonna, like, you know, fix this thing up slowly and use it more than anything, because I think the biggest thing about boats is that most of the time they just sit and sit and sit. I'm gonna use the crap out of this thing. I'm going to freaking experience with it. And people might be like, oh, you gotta fix this, you gotta fix this, you gotta fix that. Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm having fun with the boat, I'll just fix what I need to fix. I'm gonna fix her up, that's for damn sure. And I'm gonna use her in the meanwhile. So, another beautiful day. Oh, the other issue that I was looking at, actually, I'll just go show you the other issue. The exhaust manifold gaskets are leaking. Probably all of them need to be changed, but I'll show you what we're dealing with. Well, the generator just died. Alright, so the generator died right as I was about to go down there and show you guys that. Maybe it's low on oil. I'm gonna go investigate right now. Alright, well, the port side generator is overheating. I'll have to figure that one out. Maybe coolant bleed issue, maybe? Almost an onset right now, and we have a beautiful, beautiful sunset. Absolutely picture perfect. We've got a nice little following sea behind us. What's going on here is all the wind is coming out of the south, and the current is headed straight towards us, so the wind is hitting the current and it's building these waves. But she's cranking right through it, that's for damn sure. Doing 6.8 knots. Give you an idea of the waves. See that buoy? You might be able to see the big rollers. Those are cranking waves, huh? Onset. Just in time for the sun to go down. Absolutely beautiful. So, I anchored over there last time. This time, I'm gonna try and tie up to the town pier, since we're only gonna be here for a couple hours while we're eating dinner, waiting for the tide for the canal. Hopefully, I can tie this thing up to the pier. I'm kind of getting out of the realm of the size realm of boat where you can just tie it up where you want though. It's about the upper limit of that, I think. Just need to come up slow, be careful. All right, so we left onset. We docked at onset at the town pier. We got some dinner waiting for the current in the canal, and now we are in the canal. It's pretty dark, you can't really see anything. That's the radar. Double chart action going on since we don't have anything too reliable on this boat. But all is good. We're headed to Sandwich and we'll set up on the fuel dock and we'll be ready to take on some fuel first thing in the morning. All right, so we made it to Sandwich and there's a sign that says no overnight docking, blah blah blah, but it's freaking windy out tonight. There's nowhere else for us to go, so I'll buy a substantial amount of fuel from them tomorrow and I think it'll all work out just fine. All right, good morning from Sandwich Marina. It's 6 in the morning and this is the last day of the trip. Holy crap, it's the last day. Look at that thing, look at that thing. Skirt, skirt. All right, I'm gonna fuel up. Guy just got here and we'll be on our way. And we are on the road again. I think this trip ending is going to coincide with my SD card being full on the GoPro. But don't you worry, we still got a whole days of boating. And it looks like a beautiful whole days of boating. We're gonna have the wind behind us. It's gonna reach 20 knots sustained. So that's gonna probably build up a little something, but since it's so calm right now, it'll take a little to get built up. Although we are all the way deep in Cape Cod Bay. But regardless of the wind, it is a beautiful frickin' day today. This trip has just been amazing, and I think this boat's gonna treat us great on the last day as well. Oh, generator thing. Last night, portside generator overheats. Doesn't seem to be pumping water anymore. I don't know why. The water pump looks fine. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that cam that I put back in there broke apart more and then wiped out the impeller again. But we'll see. I'm actually running the starboard side generator now with a bunch of absorbing pads underneath the injection pump to catch the diesel that leaks out. But I'll be able to shut that down soon and we'll be good to go. Josh is up there doing lines, and I'll tell you, we have had an absolute freaking blast on this trip. It has been so spectacular. It's like every boat I get and every trip I do gets better and better and better. And this was a needed, wonderful trip after our return trip home. Anyways, out of the Cape Cod Canal we come. All right, so it's about 11 a.m. right now and we are just absolutely cruising, just chilling. I was just laying down right here. I love this spot. It's amazing. The wind is behind us. The sea conditions are very favorable. It's actually lesser than what I thought. I think it's gonna be amazing all day. We're gonna get out of all of the wind toward the end of the day by hugging the coast. It's just perfect. About 3/4 of the way to Gloucester from the end of the Cape Cod Canal, the east end of the canal. And we're gonna just bypass Gloucester. It's out over there. We're gonna head straight north. Matter of fact, the autopilot is set. Oh. Due north. All is good. I'm going to clean up the boat.
Oh, by the way, I temporarily fixed the horns. So the little compressor is powering the big horns. And that's that. We're gonna go hear them. Alright. So we're in a storm right now. Well, not really a storm, but it's a little rainy. And this is actually the first rain that we have hit on this entire trip. But we're just cruising right through. Stabilizer's on. What do you think of the rain, Josh?
I like it. We need it.
We do need it. Let's take a walk. Stormy out there. All right. So the time has come. We're pulling into Portland. I had a series of issues today that I didn't get on camera, but it all turned out to just be because of low voltage. The stabilizers were getting stuck. Stuff was just glitching out. All because we had some low voltage problems that have since been resolved. So, we're coming into Portland. What do you think, Josh?
We're coming into Portland.
The trip's coming to an end.
You're a little sad.
A little sad. It's alright, there'll be another one real soon. Real soon. So, the Portland headlights off to our port. And we're coming right in. I'd say we'll be at the marina in probably 45 minutes. Right on par with my 9 o'clock arrival time. Absolutely scrumptiously perfect. We had a nice following seat all day today, and these things really help out big time. Kind of scary though. There's the Portland headlight. Phew! Coming into Portland. Wow. There's barely room for this thing at the marina. I don't know, we're gonna have to figure it out. But I will mention right now that there is a plan to have all of you guys, give you guys the ability to come rent this thing and stay on it through Airbnb to help raise money for my next year's travel on this thing, because obviously she's going to consume quite a bit more money than Bella. Cost way more to run than Bella, but if I stayed on Bella I wouldn't be in too deep, so this was really the only option. Portland, Maine. Wow, it's so beautiful. I got her opened up for a minute to clear out these old Detroits. We got the port side at 2,000, starboard side's at 1,500. That's all it'll do, because that intercooler's plugged as shit. She's ripping all right, huh? right. So I'm back in Portland now. We got here last night with the boat.
And Josh took off today. There she is. I'm standing here on Bella. And let's just take a look, Steve. Look at the two girls sitting side by side. That's a lot of boats. Two absolute units. Oh my. The Broward and the Hatteras.
All right, so today we are on a mission, and the mission is to really start the woodwork on this thing, make it look pretty again. So I've got a helper here today.
And this is Pablo. So I'm going around and scraping all these rails, and then he's coming up and sanding them, and they're gonna be nice and pretty. So this is all the stuff that I scrape off, all this old varnish, nasty freaking stuff. This is what we're dealing with here. This head is totally freaking clogged up with toilet paper and you name it, probably some other disgusting things.
Solid effort.
Solid effort. We went diving in for a phone.
Here, look this way from the sun.
She lost her phone. It's gone.